Eastspring Investments' Koji Wada joins us. Koji Wada, who manages about $8 billion in emerging market funds, and out of that, about $1 billion purely in India. Mr. Wada, good evening and wonderful having you on the show today. You are visiting India in very interesting times. While the longer term now looks good, it's the near term that is clouds of geopolitical tension, etc., taking a big toll on equities here and globally as well. Does that concern you?
It's a little bit difficult question, but actually the Japanese people's interest into the emerging market is not so strong until last year. However, since this March or April, it's a specific limited country like India, Indonesia, turned out to be very positive from Japanese investor standpoint.
And what's the reason for Japanese funds like yours to look at raising your portfolio investments into India?
Of course, it's a huge potential of the growth led by Mr. Modi about the infrastructure investments. And we understand India now facing the huge entrance of the growth story. That's good for the Japanese investors as well, and also the Japanese corporation to enter into India to partnership with a local company.
And Koji, our governments do share good equation on economic development. Does it help you in any manner when you are marketing the India story back home?
I think this could be a great trigger for both countries. And we understand that both two prime ministers have a close relationship. And this is good for the leadership to the most company and also investors as well.
Mr. Wada, let's talk about the sectors then. You know, one of the funds which you run here is an infra-specific fund. How are you analyzing the opportunities in infrastructure sector in India?
According to our joint venture investment team based in Mumbai, it's named ICICI Pool. We believe that there is a big, huge potential for infrastructure. Namely the banking sector and the infrastructure development sector.
Right. The other fund of yours is a consumer-centric fund here. How do you assess opportunities in that space?
I think consumer sector already perform much better than the broad equity markets. And because of the huge population and acceleration of the coming middle class, I think in general, consumption sector has a huge potential for the next few years.
And how do you compare India versus the other emerging markets that are available?
India and maybe Indonesia sounds very attractive to Japanese people now because of the change led by the new Prime Minister. But other countries like Russia or China, people's interest is getting weaker and weaker because of some headline news triggered by their senior people.
Also wanted to know or get a sense on what kind of fund flows we can see into Indian equities from Japan over the next few years.
Japanese retail investors started to invest in Indian equity since 2004, and that was in line with the bullish equity markets. And the peak of the asset from Japanese retail investor to India was in 2007, $12 billion US dollar. Now the size is shrinking to $4 billion because of the last 3 years or 4 years of a sluggish economy and depreciation of the rupee. But now we believe the India equity rupee market returned dramatically.
Mr. Wada, what indicators are you reading which make you so confident of investing opportunities in India?
Okay, if I see his, I can say, main agenda, I think a big impact is infrastructure developments. And also we are very convinced to see his consideration to think about the poor people to be a little bit better life. That is good. And also he's keen to support the agricultural area. I think this kind of the area could be the area for both mutual partnership between Japan and India, because Japan has the high technology of the agriculture for seed and medical chemical, etc.
Mr. Wada, leave us with your idea and view on Indian market valuations versus other attractive markets in India.
Regarding the equity valuation, definitely after the appreciation for recent 6 months, I think our valuation is returned to below the average or average level. But I think Indian company keep growing in terms of EPS. So the valuation may be kept as a reasonable area. And for the case of the currency, I understand the rupee hit the bottom, 10 years bottom last year, and now the inflation getting lower, and Mr. Rajan's very strong leadership to the monetary or currency policy. I think we believe currency market may be stable or for the case upper side.
All right, Mr. Koji Wada, thanks so much for joining us with your perspective on the Indian markets.
Thank you very much.
In fact, Mr. Wada, we will be looking forward to speaking with you again when you are visiting India in the next couple of months.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/ETNow.